Hi, I'm Lamarr Townsend, and I thank you for listening and watching this video. I am an astrologer, psychic, intuitive tarot reader, and I thank you for listening and watching this video. In this video, I will be explaining to you what a birth chart is and also how to read a birth chart. But before I get into explaining to you what a birth chart is and how to read your own birth chart, I want to ask you to please follow me on Instagram at Lamarr Townsend, like me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lamarr Townsend Official, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also contact me at lamarrtownsendtarot.com for your own personal, private, confidential tarot reading or your own personal, private, confidential birth chart reading. My birth chart readings are $45 for 30 minutes. They are not tarot readings. They are just strictly me explaining to you your birth chart, whether you know it or not. And just giving you a breakdown of your birth chart and explaining it to you in a way that you'll understand, and in turn get a better understanding of yourself. For my birth chart readings, I will need to know the time, or well, no, not the time, but I must know the month, day, and year that you were born. However, the time and the place that you were born would be greatly beneficial for a super detailed and accurate birth chart reading. However, I can still read your birth chart with just the month, day, and the year that you were born if you don't know that information. You can purchase your own personal tarot reading or your own birth chart reading from me at lamarrtownsendtarot.com, or you can email me at lamarr.townsend@gmail.com. Now, a birth chart is just a documented placement of where the planets were in the sky at the time that you were born. Now, we have to remember that we are not just our sun sign. Our sun sign is the sign that we most associate with who we are. Meaning, like, if someone were to ask you, what's your zodiac sign, you're most likely to say your sun sign. For me, if someone were to ask me what my zodiac sign is, it would be Capricorn, because my sun sign is in Capricorn. But what people fail to realize sometimes is that we're not just our sun sign. We're actually a makeup of many different placements in terms of astrology and zodiac. Speaking of the sun in terms of our birth charts and astrology rules our ego. It's our adult selves. It's the part of ourselves that centers our inner child. We derive our life purpose from the sun in our natal charts. For example, if someone were to ask you, tell me about yourself, who are you, what's your life story? Most likely the characteristics, the descriptions about yourself and your background that you'll give them are a lot of similar characteristics to your sun sign. Our occupation, things like that, are most usually associated with our sun sign in our natal charts, our birth charts. After the sun sign in terms of relevancy is the moon sign. The moon sign in our birth chart placements pretty much describes our inner selves, our unconscious, our deepest personal needs, our emotional reactions. How sometimes we just react in a way, or get emotional over certain things and we just don't kind of understand why. That's kind of our moon sign coming into play. The moon sign is usually associated with a mothering type of energy. So the moon rules the zodiac sign Cancer. That's why Cancers tend to be very nurturing types of people. So the moon sign is the inner child, basically. The sun sign is the adult, protecting the inner child. So whereas your sun sign is how you show up in the world, your adult self, the moon sign is your inner self, your unconscious, who you are kind of behind the scenes, behind closed doors. After the moon sign in terms of relevancy is the Mercury sign. Mercury placement in our zodiac talks about day-to-day communication. Mercury the planet rules intellect, communication, technology, higher learning, higher thinking. This is often why when Mercury goes in retrograde, communication, technology, relationships often go haywire. Depending on the zodiac sign that you have placed in this placement in your birth chart, you may communicate with others. You may prefer others to communicate with you in a totally different way from your sun sign, and this is basically why we can't always correlate our personality and who we are with just our sun sign, because a lot of these signs have a big part of our personality makeup and how we respond to the world around us. After Mercury, in terms of relevancy, is the planet Mars, the placement of Mars in our birth chart. Mars is the planet of aggression, animalistic instincts, survival instincts, and also sexual desire, what we desire. Mars also rules the body part. So sometimes what we desire are things that we can't control, that we don't necessarily understand, and it's just because these are our instincts. Some signs tend to be more aggressive, more sexually aggressive even than others, so it really depends once again with this placement. If you have like a mutable sign in this placement or a cardinal signs tend to be more initiators, more aggressive than the other signs. So it really depends once again on what zodiac sign you have in this placement in your birth chart. And then we have the planet Jupiter, which is a social planet much like Mercury, but where Mercury just likes to communicate in an intellectual way. Jupiter is more about communicating with humanity and being moralistic and higher learning, higher thinking. Doing what's good for the world, doing what's good for those that they love. This is what Jupiter is about. Jupiter is all about good luck and happenstance circumstances, like being at the right place at the right time. The best placement to have in terms of Jupiter is in Sagittarius, because Jupiter is ruled by Sagittarius, and this is often why Sagittarius have great luck, because Jupiter is just basically the planet of luck. Saturn in our birth charts, this placement is all about self-limitations and restrictions. So it's all about knowing how to kind of control yourself, knowing our boundaries, showing up for our responsibilities, and doing what we need to do to kind of get ahead in life, get ahead in society, provide for our families. This planet rules the zodiac signs Capricorn and Aquarius, and that's sometimes why these zodiac signs can tend to be very serious, rigid people, because Saturn is a very serious, rigid sign. It's all about structure and rigidity and sticking to a plan, and Saturn is also about karma, past karma, debt, hard work, and work ethic. So this is a lot of where our work ethic and our planning for life, planning for the future, our responsibilities, and how seriously we take them. This is a lot of where this comes into play for our birth charts and our personalities. Uranus is another planet that is associated with technology, but Uranus is, whereas Mercury is associated with technology and communication, meaning communicating through technology, Uranus is more so about progression, transforming, taking things to new heights, so improving technology, improving relationships, improving situations, problem solving in a way. Uranus rules the zodiac sign Aquarius, so Aquarius is ruled by both Saturn and Uranus, and this is why usually Aquarius are very great problem solvers. So clearly Uranus and Aquarius is one of the great placements to have in terms of this birth chart placement. Neptune is the planet of spirituality and psychic abilities and being able to detect and see the unseen. Certain signs definitely have or are more tapped into their psychic abilities or their spirituality more so than others. So this is interesting placement to have, especially if you have water in this placement in your birth chart, because the water signs tend to be more spiritually receptive than the other signs. But Neptune is all about mysticism and spirituality and those types of things. And the last placement that I'm going to talk about in birth charts is the planet Pluto. Pluto is all about beginnings and endings, rebirth and regeneration, being able to heal yourself after going through a breakup, being able to, make something out of nothing. This is Pluto. So Pluto, if you have strong Pluto in your chart, like a Pluto in Scorpio or a Pluto in Capricorn even, this is a really good placement. It shows that you are able to pick yourself up even when you fall down. That's kind of what Pluto's about. Of course, there are many other placements in a birth chart, including the nodes and the houses, but I didn't want to feed you guys too much information. These are just some of the very, very basic placements in a birth chart. Now, one of the ways that you can actually find out your own birth chart is if you don't know the time and the place that you were born, you can use the month, day, and year that you were born and check out this lovely website, my secret website that I love to go to. It's the horoscope.co. And literally you just plug in the time you're born, I keep saying that, the month, day, and year that you were born at the top, or if you just even type the month, day, and year that you were born into Google and you just click the link, because usually a link from the horoscope.co will pop up in like the first page, and you click that link, it'll take you to, and you scroll down at the bottom of the page, it'll take you to like a breakdown of your birth chart. However, the only thing about this is that the moon sign isn't always correct. To get the most accurate birth chart reading, once again, you need to know the time and the place that you were born, and then plug that into a birth chart calculator. However, the horoscope.co is like the second best way to figure out your birth chart placements. That's what I use for a lot of my clients who come to me for personal readings and for birth chart readings as well. Once again, if there's anything else you would like to know about birth charts or birth chart readings, please contact me at lamarrtownsendtarot.com or lamar.townsend@gmail.com. I do plan to do a part 2 or a part however many I need to do to explain the rest of birth charts and how to understand them, because I just gave you a little smidgen, like a little tip of the iceberg of the totality of what a birth chart is. And there's so many different birth charts out there. I mean, the world is very vast and there are many different ways to learn about yourself, but birth chart readings are one of the best ways to learn about yourself. So thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope I helped you a little bit with this video to get a better understanding of what a birth chart is and how it relates to astrology and personalities and the zodiac, and I hope it just made some type of sense to you in this video, okay? Please contact me for your own personal birth chart reading at lamarrtownsendtarot.com. $45 for a 30-minute reading. I'll break down your birth chart in a way that you'll understand and hopefully get a better understanding of yourself as well, alright? Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please share this video with your friends and family, alright? Spread the word, alright? Put me on social medias, okay? Whatever. Do what you gotta do. And I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Contact me at lamarrtownsendtarot.com. I can't wait to hear from you. See ya.